Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of Meet an ID Alum series. I'm Harikeerthan Raghuram and I'm a student ambassador for the Department of International Development. Today we have with us Deepjyot Kaur. Deepjyot was an alum of the MSc Health and International Development Program and a student ambassador as well just last year. Deepjyot currently works as an associate with the NITI Aayog in India. NITI Aayog is India government's top policy think tank. Deepjyot, it is so nice to have you here today with us.
Thank you for having me, Hari.
So let's start by getting to know you more. You did mechanical engineering as your undergrad, and then now you're in health policy. How did you get interested in health, and how did you choose the MSc Health and International Development Program?
Okay, so yes, I did my mechanical engineering as my undergrad. And then I got recruited with GE Healthcare for their medical devices businesses. So I was part of their medicine engineering program for 2 years, where you get an opportunity to work with different teams for 8 months. So I worked with MRI team, I worked with anesthesia and respiratory team, and I've also worked with their incubators team. And then I continued working with anesthesia team for a long term. So I was there at GE for 5 years, and I had a very good experience of medical devices and medical technology from the hardware perspective. And that kind of helped me to understand how medical devices and medical technology are advancing and are innovative. But what actually intrigued me was how is this technology reaching the grassroots levels in India. So are tier 2, tier 3 cities, are they getting access to healthcare? Are they getting access to these good quality devices? And are they affordable enough for them to purchase these devices? That's when I thought I wanted to get into health policy and see how the policy works in our country. And I opted for MSc at LSE, wanted to go for health and international development, and post which I'm now working with NITI Aayog in health and in health and nutrition division with them.
Okay, that's very interesting. Can you tell us about your experience in the MSc program and what were your key takeaways?
Yeah, the MSc program is very good, I would say. It's very thorough. You get a lot of options to choose from your new electives. So I chose economic analysis from the health policy department. And I also chose to work on the consultancy project. I think that was very good because consultancy project gives you an idea of, you're working with teams, with international students in your class. And, how do you actually work in consultancy with people from different backgrounds coming together and giving in ideas and suggestions and recommendations. So I think that was very good. It was, I think, over 6 to 8 months that we work together. We do our research and analysis together, and then we present to our clients whatever our findings are. It's a good opportunity. It's a good learning. Definitely, I think this is something that one should try. And economic analysis is another subject I had taken as my elective because I wanted to get into understanding what's the healthcare demand and supply and how does it work. And while many people are afraid of going into economics, I think it was a very good subject. It was very basic, and it gives you a very good idea of how different economic factors are at play. And I think at LSE it's explained at a very good and easy level, so it's easy for everyone and anyone to understand how economics is working around. So yeah, these are the two electives I had taken, and I think overall the other courses that I had, which were the compulsory courses, they were very good. So everything that I took, everything that I studied has been actually of help.
Thank you for sharing that. And what have you been doing post LSE?
Yeah, so I applied at NITI. So while I was at LSE, I started, looking for job opportunities in London as well as in India. And I chanced upon this application process with NITI. And there were a lot of different organizations I was applying to. So NITI Aayog is a policy think tank of Government of India. It's chaired by our Prime Minister. And it's actually involved in all national level policy making, policy thinking, and everything that goes on currently in the country is comes to NITI for their comments and recommendations and suggestions. So this is at a national level, and I get to work on different dynamic policies with a lot of departments. So we work with Ministry of Health, and we work with Department of Pharmaceuticals, Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, and we are abreast with what's happening across the country, and even with implementation at the state level. So it's very good, and it's a very good platform to learn and be in policy making at this point of time.
And what are you currently working on? Any specific projects? Can you tell us about that?
So in NITI, I'm taking care of pharma, medical devices, and digital health. Now, everything that pertains to the pharma industry, to the medical devices industry, is something that we look at. Now, different schemes and policies that the ministry is working on or the departments are working on, we kind of keep evaluating those schemes, or we'll give our suggestions to the ministries and departments, what and how they could improve on those schemes. So, for an example, just to give you something very current, there have been recent announcements of the production linked schemes in medical devices and pharma, and then there is discussions going around for medical device building of medical device parks and pharma parks. So we've been working on those schemes, and this is all part of boosting manufacturing in the country. And again, for digital health, there's National Digital Health Mission that is going around, and this is something that the government is looking at and looking towards. And it's part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, and this is something that I'm working on. So everything that's very dynamic happening, currently in the country, we get to work on that. We get to access, the details and understand what's going around, and it's very good. It's very dynamic, and it keeps you abreast with what's happening currently in the country.
So now, last year you were doing a master's, and now you're at the cutting edge in health policy in a developing country. So how do you think your master's experience has equipped you for this? How are you applying your master's experience?
So see, I was in medical technology. I had an engineering background, but I did not understand policy. When we talk about different terms and different the ways of working of policy in the government. So MSc at London School of Economics has really helped to bridge that gap. From engineering to policy making. For every subject, for every elective that I took, and for every course that was compulsory, everything that I read in my reading material, every topic that we had in different classes and different seminars is actually something I'm applying at the moment, right? And even though I may not be directly working on them, I need to have an understanding of these topics so that I can at least recommend something as a policy. For example, we study about equality, we study about gender bias, we study about self-help groups of women in different countries, be it India, be it in countries in South Africa. So everything that you're studying is actually helping you to know what are the best practices in other countries, what has worked, what has not, and how you can recommend some really good initiatives in our country at the moment. So I would say that study at LSE is very good. It's very thorough. The reading material is very well planned, and it's something that you really need to focus on and kind of grasp the best practices that are being taught in classes and in seminars. And I would suggest that active participation in seminars is very good and is recommended, because that way you know what's happening, you're discussing, you're putting forward your opinion, and you actually interact with a very diverse class who is actually, everyone from different countries putting forward their opinion. So it kind of helps you initiate a conversation and understand what's happening, and, what are the different thought processes that go on in different countries. It helps you to understand, what's the cultural background of different countries and why those best practices have worked there and why they may or may not work in your country. So it's very important to be very active in seminars and be very thorough with the readings.
So I'm in the 2019-20 cohort, and so most of my classmates are either working part-time or looking for jobs or completing their dissertation, which is due in a few weeks. So what would you like to say to the current students of the Department of International Development?
Okay, so I think I've been there. I know how it is when you're searching for a job. It might be stressful, plus you have to focus on your dissertation. So I would say just with an open mind, try and apply wherever you can, okay? And look out for good profiles, look out for good organizations, whatever suits you, whatever is of your choice. Apply without hesitation, and be confident of what you're studying. Be confident of what you've studied for this 1 year. uh, and that's when you should apply with self-confidence. Do not lose hope, and focus on dissertation at the moment, because I think that's something that you should be completing soon. Within 2 or 3 weeks, you should be submitting that. So focus on that, get done with that, and then do a thorough, market survey and apply in some of the good organizations that you would like to. But be self-confident. Do not worry. It's going to be good. Whatever you're going to get will be good. And wherever you're placed, just put in your best, because hard work always, I think, brings in, the best for you. So hard work is definitely important, even in policymaking.
Thank you. And now to the last question. What would you like to say to the current offer holders in the Department of International Development, especially the offer holders for the MSc Health and International Development Program?
I think you've worked hard, applying for LSC, and now that you have an offer, you should definitely go for it. Grab this opportunity, be part of the LSC network. It's very good. The campus is very good. The library at LSC is very good. And apart from LSC, I think London has a lot to offer. There are some beautiful museums around. The cultural heritage is very good. And I think there is a lot that you can go and explore in London as well. So it's an opportunity for life. You should grab it. It will help you build a lot of confidence. Plus, it will give you a lot of exposure, because you're working and interacting with a very diverse group of students. People who have experience, people who are coming directly from their undergrad, a lot of people, that you meet and interact with, people from different cultural backgrounds. So there will be a lot of learning when you meet them and when you interact with them. And I think this is definitely an opportunity you should take forward and not miss on.
Thank you so much, Deepjyot. That brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you so much for giving us this time and for everything that you shared.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.